Hi, this is Vec. In this tutorial, we'll be looking at the multidimensional arrays in Java. A multidimensional array is the arrays of array. That means an array can contain many more arrays within itself, and we can think of a multidimensional array as a grid of rows and columns. So let's take a pictorial view of how a multidimensional array looks like. But before that, first let's see how a single dimensional array looks like. So as you can see here, a single dimensional array can be thought of as a segment of consecutive memory segments which are indexed. Now as you can see here, this is a single dimensional array of size 5 and it is indexed from 0 to 4. So it can be any array and it is having a single row and 5 columns. Now a multidimensional array, as I have said, it is an array of multiple arrays. So let's see how a multidimensional array looks like. Here you can see we are having 3 arrays, each having same dimension. The first array is referenced by row 0 and the second array is referenced by row 1 and the third array is referenced by row 2. Now if you want to access an element in the first array which has an index of 2, so you need this array element, and we'll be seeing how to access a specific element, and also we'll be seeing how to iterate through the multidimensional arrays. For iterating through multidimensional arrays, we'll be needing nested loops. So let's jump to the coding part to see multidimensional arrays in action. So let's first look at the static multidimensional arrays. For that, let's take an int array, int, and let's have a 2D array. So to specify a 2D array, we need 2 set of square brackets, and let's give it a name, multi-dimension. Give a curly brace and enter. So we are having a pair of curly brace and a semicolon here. So now here we have to specify the arrays. Because this is a 2-dimensional array, it can have rows and columns. So let's create the first array within the array. Start and close the first array braces, and let's give some random numbers, 12, 56 and 78 and a comma, and now give the second array 45, 43, 0, and let's give one more array. Here we can have 89, 98 and 67. So this is the complete array, and each array is having 3 elements. We can give random length to each of the array. Suppose we can give here 4 elements and it can have 3 elements, or it can have only 2 elements. Let's remove this. So here you can see, as against C++ or many different languages which do not support this type of multidimensional arrays, Java do support multiple dimensional arrays having different dimensions in each of the arrays specified within the multidimensional array. Now if I want to access this element, that is the row 1 and column 2, 56 is the row 1 and column 2. So what I need to do here is write multi control space and enter to complete multi-dimensional, and give 2 set of brackets here. Now what I need, I have to specify the row part in the first set of square brackets here. That is, I need the row 1, that is with the 0 index, so 0, and I need the second column, 0 and 1, first index. So let's S out this and see what we get. S out and remove this part, cut and paste it here, and this, remove the quotes, and this looks good. And let's see what we get. Shift F6, and here you can see we are getting 56. Now if you want to iterate through the whole of this multidimensional array, what you can do is, let's remove this. So to iterate through the multidimensional array, let's have a for loop, for and tab I equal to 0, and I should be less than multi control space and enter dimension dot length. Now what this length attribute does is it returns the size of the array. That is, in the case of multidimensional array, it will be returning how many arrays are there in the multidimensional array. Here we are having 3 arrays, so this value will contain 3. Now we need another loop to iterate through each of these array. Now let's have a loop again, for and tab int j equal to 0, a and j, here multi dimension I dot length. Now what I have done here is, the outer loop is required to iterate through the whole array, that is this, then this, and then this. But what the inner loop is doing, it will iterate through each element of the array. Let me show you what I mean. Let's s out multi control space dimension and I, and here let's put a j. Now what is being done here, I is referencing to the row that is in which array to iterate, and j is referencing to the column, that is first this value, then this value, then this value, and then this value. Now let's see what result we get. Shift F6, and here you can see this is not properly formatted. We are getting 12, 56, 78, 98 from the first array in the multidimensional array, and this from the second, and these two from the third array. So let's properly format this. Remove the println and change it to print only, and let's have a space here. And when this loop terminates, that is the iteration of a single array is completed, let's have a new line, s out, here shift F6, and here you can see a properly formatted output. Now what if we don't want a static array like this, and we need the data to be fed into the array at the later stage? So let's remove this part and new control space int. Here I have to specify the number of rows that are needed, and this is compulsory to give. So let's say I am needing 3 rows, that is we are needing 3 arrays to be the part of our multidimensional array. Given the size of this part, I can skip. Giving the number of columns, that is the size of each array within the multidimensional array, I can skip here and give at the later stage, and this is perfectly okay. And if you want to give the size of each array to be same, you can give it here only. Let's say we are giving 5 here, so all the 3 arrays that will be declared within the multidimensional array will have the size 5. Now if we run this code, the default value of int will be printed, that is 0 will be printed for each element of the multidimensional array. Let's shift F6, and here you can see we have 5 zeros, again 5 zeros, and 5 zeros. That is 3 arrays, 3 rows, and 5 columns. Now if I want to give different dimensions to each array within the multidimensional array, remove this 5 and let's give it here multi dimension, and this first array, let's give this a size new int and give this a size say 5, and the second array, let's copy paste it, copy, and here paste, and again here paste. So this will be the second array and this will be the third array, and we can change the size. Let's say this is a 4 size and this is a 10 size, and here you can see the sizes are different. This is a 5 size, 4 size and 10 size. Now let's see Shift F6, and here you can see these are 10 zeros, these are 4 zeros, and these are 5 zeros. So this is absolutely right. And you can use loops to assign the values to these multidimensional array, or any other way you want to assign the values. It's all upon you and how you code. And as I have said earlier, the multidimensional array can be of any dimension, 10, 20, 30, and mostly you will be using the one dimensional, that is a simple array, or the two dimensional arrays, and in rare cases 3-dimensional array, and more than that are not used. I haven't used them in programming. And also you will be more liable to use the more specialized data structures when you will cover the collection framework part, but also there the array is being used in the background. So by knowing how array works will help you in understanding the concepts of each of the data structure that we'll be covering in the collection framework part. So with this we come to the end of this tutorial, and in the next tutorial we'll be seeing the methods and using arguments in the methods, and see you next time.